Hello and welcome to our Müller tutorial. Your problem is that your combiloop CL1E, CL2E or CL2G is not achieving the desired target pressure. In this tutorial, we show you in a few steps how to check the system and rule out the most common errors. Your Müller high pressure unit is connected to the machine tool. A high pressure valve has been selected. If you feel that your high pressure system is not under pressure, then in the first step, you will learn how to check this suspicion. First of all, you need to know what pressure your machine should be producing. You will find this information on our type plates. If you or a colleague have changed the filter, be sure to check that there is sufficient medium in the filter housing. In the second step, we establish the actual pressure. That is what your high pressure unit is actually producing. Now turn the pressure gauge shutoff valve counterclockwise and set the maximum possible high pressure via the control valve. The maximum pressure is set on the pressure limiting valve shown. Continue turning it clockwise to gradually increase the pressure. The current actual pressure can now be read on the integrated pressure valve. If the pressure is lower than the target pressure, then in the next step we will carry out a pump test together. To do this, pull the magnetic coil of the selected valve. Doing this instantly closes the switching valve and shows us the maximum pressure. To find out which magnetic valve we need to remove, let's first look at which valve has been selected. You can easily see this on the illuminated control LEDs. Now we remove the locking nuts on the magnetic coil. So on to the next step and removing the magnetic coil. We turn up the high pressure on the pressure control valve and read the actual pressure on the pressure gauge. There are two possibilities. The first case, the target pressure is achieved. This establishes that the system is working properly and the fault is nothing to do with the high pressure unit. So what can it be? Does your machine tool have an internal leak? Is the dimensioning of your high pressure unit correct? To check the setting of your high pressure system with regard to its pumping capacity, use our pumping capacity calculator in the internet at www.müllerhydraulik.de. The second case in that the target pressure is not achieved. The causes of this could be internal leaks in the high pressure system or the pump is worn. In order to rule out internal leaks inside the high pressure unit, the first thing we do is check the hose and pipe connections in our combiloop. The first step is to remove all the covers so we can access the connections. Check all hose and pipe connections between the high pressure pump and the filter unit to ensure that they are secure. Gradually tighten all the connections. Once we have checked and tightened all the connections, we turn to the filter housing. We check all the seals and sealing surfaces for damage. To do this, we first release the catch on the filter housing before opening the quick release and lowering the clamp. Now you can remove the filter housing cover. Remove the sealing ring and check it for damage of any kind, and do the same for the sealing surface on the filter housing. Replace the sealing ring. Make sure that the sealing ring protrudes at the top. This ensures that a filter housing is properly sealed when the cover has been reattached correctly. Before we can do this, we have to check the sealing ring on the vent screw. You'll find the vent screw on the top of the housing cover. You can see the sealing ring in the picture. Make sure that it is neither faulty nor unclean and that there are no chip residues between the vent screw and the sealing ring. After checking, close the filter housing again. As the final step, please rerun the pump test. If it still fails to achieve the target pressure, then it is most likely that the pump is worn out. In this case, please contact Müller service. Please have the serial number ready when you contact us. You will find it on the type plate. We hope that this tutorial has helped you to limit the errors, and we will be happy to answer any of your questions or concerns at any time.